that our youths are in line with the ethics and growing up in a proper way. So we would like to support the chiefs and the chiefs' offices in the best way possible, as they are the main persons who are in contact with the people on the ground. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mutuse.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Indeed, to join you in welcoming the National Chiefs Welfare Association officials and to join fellow members of Parliament in appreciating the important role that chiefs and sub-chiefs play in terms of the delivery of national government services. And to also inform them that this House is very committed in ensuring that they are able to reach the people at the grassroots. We know, indeed, they do that through the village elders. And their village elders have, for the longest time, never been remunerated. And it has been left upon the chiefs and sub-chiefs to wonder as to how the village elders will go about their duties. To report that this House has been very keen on ensuring that there is a legal framework to recognize the villages and the village managers who serve under them, and that the government is adequately resourced to remunerate them so that going forward, the chiefs do not have to use their own resources to do government work. So indeed, we will continue to work with them where we come from and all over the country to ensure that government services reach the people at the lowest level. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Justice Kamei.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. May I also join you, Honorable Speaker, as well as my colleagues in welcoming the chiefs to this House of Parliament. As my colleagues have said, Honorable Speaker, chiefs and their assistants play a critical role in the administrative setup of this country. They also play a very critical role when it comes to social control. And it behoves us as Parliament, as the National Assembly, to give every assistance to the chiefs and the village managers who, Mr. Speaker, without them, I'm sure we would not be able to have this country running the way it is. I also want to thank them for the greatest understanding of government policy. If there is a unit that understands government policy and explains it to the people, it is that level of chiefs and their assistants, and we do congratulate them, Mr. Speaker, for the good work they are doing. And us as the National Assembly, we will do everything possible to make sure that their administrative units are in tandem with the requirements of this country and the quality they do deserve. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Didymus.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome the chiefs to the National Assembly, and I want to assure them that this House is also the defender of their welfare, because we've been working very closely with them. And I also want to assure them the commitment of the National Assembly into ensuring that they are handymen who are usually referred to as Bakasa or village elders, that this House is committed into ensuring that they have their welfare. And most importantly, Mr. Speaker, these chiefs, they play a very critical role in the villages, Mr. Honorable Speaker. And this House must rise to the occasion to ensure that the money that this House sends to the county commissioners, to the regional commissioners, that the chunk of that amount of money, Honorable Speaker, should go to the chiefs who actually traverses villages seeking for information, where the county commissioners, seated from the comfort of the offices, will only take and relay them to Nairobi. That money must go to the chiefs. The county commissioners don't require anything. They have the cars, they have the vehicles are fueled. The people who require money for operations are these chiefs, Honorable Speaker. In this House, we must rise up to the occasion to ensure that the money is not just embezzled by the county commissioners and deputy county commissioners, but actually goes to the chiefs who do the spade work for them. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Nguna.
Thank you, Speaker. I also join you and my colleagues in welcoming our chiefs in the public gallery, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, chiefs plays a very key role in maintaining the order in our communities. And notably, in sorting out conflict issues in our society, Mr. Speaker. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome one of them, especially from Kitui, who is from my county, and the rest, because every time we do any meeting, public gathering, we always involve chiefs, Mr. Speaker. Issues to do with NGCDF, issues to do with bursaries, we always use chiefs in calling up the meetings, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, I'd say enjoy your stay in Parliament and just learn something and go back to the society to help them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Shinali, I'll give you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish also to join my colleagues in welcoming the chiefs here, Speaker. First of all, I must thank you, Speaker, for recognizing the chiefs and inviting them in this August House, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I want to appreciate the chiefs, the work they do. Most organs of the Republic and the government, Mr. Speaker, get information, including NIS, from the chiefs and their assistants and the village elders, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want also to confirm and encourage the chiefs, tell them that the members of Parliament here in this assembly support that their village elders be paid, be given some stipends, because we realize the work they do, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in the same note, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the government that our chiefs should be made mobile, Mr. Speaker. There is a time they were given motorcycles, Mr. Speaker. This needs to be supported, Mr. Speaker, with the fuel and maintenance, and all the chiefs and assistant chiefs should be provided with motorcycles, Mr. Speaker. I thank their chair, Mr. Speaker, Chief Mukungu from Quisero, Mr. Speaker, whom I know, and I was excited, Mr. Speaker, when I saw him here. I will take this opportunity to specially welcome him, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Sirma, tumalize sasa. Sirma, then Meli, you'll close.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to also give my contribution towards the chiefs in this country. The chiefs are the people who are defending the public, although highly misused by the provincial administration, and at times they are fought by criminals because of the duty they are forced to without protection. Mr. Speaker, it has reached a time that we require chiefs to get back, to be given security again, which had been removed from them. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I want to ask members of Parliament to give dignity to the chiefs in the grassroots by building offices for them so that they can be able to change their offices from the barracks into a sitting place where they can serve the public. Because most of the chiefs do not have offices, but they will carry the rubber stamp, the letterheads, and all the manner of office equipment they require. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask members of Parliament to give a chance and give the chiefs an opportunity to serve with dignity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Meli, close there now. Malulu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Last.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to give my debate on this issue of the coming of the chiefs. That first of all, chiefs play a key role, a critical role in our society. Chiefs are actually almost the first line of national government administrators on the ground. It is through them that the government programs are publicized, issues of government campaigns, give issues of government publicity, and even more, they are actually the maintenance of law and order in our societies. Many chiefs in our society are actually the individuals who make sure that Kenyans understand government policies, government programs, through barasas, through meetings, through even seminars they attend. And I want to laud them because they do a lot of good work. Through the office of the chief, Mr. Speaker, Kenyans are able to solve their conflicts, they range from land disputes, family disputes, cattle rustling, and even maintenance of peace and order amongst communities. So, Mr. Speaker, that the chiefs, the leader of the Chiefs Forum or the Chiefs Association is here in the House is an indication that as a national government, we only need to empower them, build them offices, make sure that we give them modern means of communication. If it is the motorbike, we also give them even the money to run those offices. They are able to buy stationery. They are able to move across. And they are even able to buy airtime so that they can communicate amongst themselves and be able to curb crime or any other activity. In fact, even the immunization programs have been very successful in this country because of the role of the chief. So in effect, the chief is a very, very important person in the Kenyan society, and we really need to support him and to even give him security. At times we feel very bad, Mr. Speaker, when you see chiefs being harassed or even being beaten up and at times being killed because they have no security. So the national government needs to look into it and make sure that every chief within his camp, he has 2 or 3 police officers who are able to assist them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Asante.
Maloli Njendi, you can close that now.
Thank you, Speaker. I also arise to welcome the chiefs in the House and particularly appreciate the work they are doing for the country. Mr. Speaker, as I stand here, I also want to acknowledge that I'm a son of a chief. So the chiefs who are here are very important people, and I know with the work they do, there is a way God can always reward them the way he rewarded my father by myself being a member of parliament. Mr. Speaker, what I wanted to note about the chiefs, during the reign of my father in the 70s, 80s, I would see the chief, then my father, had APs, administration police, at his call. That when there's a problem in the village, he would easily reach out to them. They would come and really help him to do some issues that were concerned with the security, like Honorable Meli is pointing out. So I would want to urge, I can see the vice chair of administration committees here, that the amendments we are bringing on the floor that also involve the village elders to be recognized and be remunerated, they also add a clause there that will ensure the chiefs also have the APs at their disposal when they are serving the country, because they deal with very difficult situations, dealing with the land matters. And land matters, for example, in where I come from, usually result into fighting, death, etc., etc. Otherwise, I welcome the chiefs in the House, and I want to encourage them to continue performing their duties and ensure that their children also are acquiring education so that they can also reach high levels, even being the president of this country. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Member for Kericho, nakupa tu shingo upande lakini.
Thank you, Speaker. The deputy majority here is asking me if my chief is here, but the chiefs who are here belong to Kenya. So I stand to also welcome them to this National Assembly, and I want to appreciate the work done by chiefs. Honorable Speaker, as Woman Rep Kericho County, whenever we have functions of launching and distribution of projects, chiefs always come and they support. More importantly, I like when they come on uniform, full gear, and members of the public appreciate that. I also want to appreciate the chiefs who have stood with us and with the government in terms of fighting the illicit brews, because they are the ones on the ground. They actually know who are actually brewing, and they even know them by names. So I would request the chiefs to continue as we fight against that, not forgetting the gender-based violence which has become rampant, and especially in some parts of my county, the chiefs are the ones who give us information, and they also bring people together, and especially the families who are separated in one way or another. So I appreciate the work done by chiefs, and I say, Let's look at their welfare. As members of the National Assembly, let's look at their welfare. We support them, and then we encourage them in the work they are doing. Once more, I say they are welcomed in the National Assembly to follow the proceedings. Thank you.
Martin Owino.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you so much for this time. Mr. Speaker, my father was a chief, and I'm the only wood chief in this house. Perhaps there could be some. He says his grandfather, but thank you so much. I grew in a home of a chief, and I saw, Mr. Speaker, the kind of work they do. First of all, they work 24/7. There is no holiday for them. Number two, they are also counselors. The Speaker, when we were growing up, the couples could come through the gate fighting, and when they leave with their hands together, having been counseled by the elders. So, Mr. Speaker, the chief does a lot of work, and let us not belittle their services. In fact, if we resource them well, eventually we can prevent so many things that goes up even to the courts at that kind of level. Mr. Speaker, these are also people who help those who are sick and those who are hungry, because they know if you're a chief, you should have what they have. And that has been a problem. So I think in payback situation, Mr. Speaker, if we could consider their health package as well as their tuition for their children so that they can live comfortably. But I want to thank you, and I salute them all, and thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Next. Clerk.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you know the Honorable Member for Kericho is asking me when I finished university. I thought I finished 1996, and she thinks when Jared Wino was still in kindergarten. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, June 12, 2024, the afternoon sitting. 1, implementation of the recommendation of the Public Accounts Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements for the national government ministries, departments, and agencies for the financial year 2020 and 2021 from the judiciary. 2, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023 and certificates therein in respect of 1, Kenya Fish Markets Authority, B, National Housing Corporation, C, Kenya Ports Authority, D, National Construction Authority, E, Kenya Fisheries